Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thanks for the few Patreons that I do have that believe in me and help support this channel. Much appreciated. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Today I'm wearing my Maui-inspired shirt in support of the recent devastation in Maui, Hawaii. My thoughts go out with them. I have a good friend that lives in a big island, and my aunt used to live on Maui. She moved recently, a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. But I've been there, and I've been to the Big Island, and yeah, my heart goes out to the folks of Maui. Okay, today we are going to be reviewing Craigellachie Exceptional Cask versus the Core Range Craigellachie 13. And before I start, in a recent Forbes magazine article, the Scotch Whisky Masters met in London, England, and they picked Craigellachie 13-year-old as best Scotch whiskey of 2023. So I think that's very cool. Very cool. And I picked it as my whiskey of the year 2 years ago. Okay, so all right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. The Craigellachie Exceptional Cask, okay? This is from a single cask, and it's all ex-bourbon, whereas the Core Range Craigellachie is a blend of ex-bourbon and sherry, okay? Mostly bourbon, but there is elements of sherry in the Core Range. So in this Craigellachie Exceptional Cask, Single Cask, limited edition, it was filled, the cask was filled on July 12th, 2008, and it was bottled on March 10th, 2022. It's 13 years old. It's ex-bourbon. The cask number is 5248, and it comes in at a whopping 57.9% ABV. This comes in a 700 milliliter bottle, and a friend of mine that recently visited Scotland brought this back for me. I had to pay for it. It was equivalent to $140 US, okay, for this single cask. Whereas the Core Range Craigellachie 13, in my area, I can find it readily available for around $50, okay? So the Exceptional Cask is almost 3 times the cost. Almost, not quite. All right. We're gonna, and so yeah, and so Craigellachie, they're both non-chill filtered. No mentioning of coloring on either one of these. The Exceptional Cask is slightly darker, okay, and we're gonna start off with the Core Range, which is a concoction of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry. I'm not gonna go into the whole process. Okay, on the nose, very inviting. You've got malt, you've got pineapple, a little bit of strawberry Twizzlers in there. You also get some white pepper. Now, if you go in your cabinet and pull out some white pepper has a funk to it, okay? So there's a white pepper funk to this. And you can also pick up, if you dig deep, you can pick up the sherry influence, that intentional sulfurness that they intentionally target for with their worm tub process. Okay, very nice on the nose, on the palate. Very nice mouthfeel. There's like an explosion of sensations. It's slightly sweet, but quickly transitions into an astringency. There's a slight spearmint in there, and it's got a dirtiness to it, a ballsiness to it, a roughness to it. Okay, this is whiskey. Again, you on the palate, you are picking up the pineapple and those fruity notes. Okay, the finish is medium to medium long with a peppery, dry finish. Okay. I've reviewed and or referenced this a couple times in the last couple of years, and my score was between an 88 and a 90. So I'm going to go with that same range, but I'm going to kind of nail it into an 89 to a 90, but we're going to settle on an 89. Okay. All right. Now, to the single cask, all ex-bourbon. So there's no sherry in this. So there is a noticeable difference. It's not night and day or anything like that, but there are some subtleties in there. But basically, the main difference is the exceptional cask, the ex-bourbon. You're getting the creamy vanilla experience, as opposed to the sherry-influenced tropical notes that are going on. Okay, all right. So on the nose, if you can almost smell like the creaminess. Creamy vanilla is the main thing that's coming off. Again, the malt's in there, a little hint of pineapple, some strawberry Twizzlers as well. a bit fruity, but not. This is more of the exceptional cask is more of a creamy vanilla bomb, whereas the Core 13 is again more of that. It's a little bit more complex. There's a little bit more going on. However, you are getting cask strength over here. That creamy vanilla really comes full bore, with some balls to it as well. I've played around with water previously, and the water actually accentuates the creaminess. Okay, almost like that cream in a vanilla wafer, or the sandwich cookies, or the cream in an Oreo. That's what that kind of reminds, but not as sweet as that. Okay, so the cask strength, it's viscous, it's syrupy, it's slightly sweet, transitions into actually I'm picking up some salinity as well. Robust, full-bodied. There are some fruits in there. The finish, believe it or not, is about the same as the core range in that it's medium to medium long. I think that exceptional cask has more of an astringent finish and more oak spice. Okay, and that makes sense, being an ex-bourbon. Whereas the finish on the core range, Craigallachie 13, kind of have that peppery finish, whereas over here with the exceptional cask, it's more of that oak spice, more astringent, but and dry as well. So, factoring in price and my expectations, I'm going to score this actually a point lower. I'm going to give this a solid 88 or 88 plus. Okay. Um, you're getting the ex-bourbon experience. Whereas over here, for almost a third of the price, you're getting the full-blown experience. But me being a purist, and I talk about it often, I really appreciate sherry influenced offerings, and I appreciate some full-blown sherry bombs as well. But I'm more interested and I gravitate towards tasting the distillate, which the ex-bourbon really showcases. So um, these have both been open for quite a while, a few months, um, about the same amount of time. Um, they both benefit from time and oxidation in the bottle and time in the glass, especially the Craigellachie 13. Really take your time with that, and you'll be able to appreciate it a lot more. So I hope that was helpful. I know I really enjoyed doing this, and I always have a backup bottle of the Craigellachie 13. And if I could ever get my hands on an exceptional cask, I would probably go for a higher age statement next time. Maybe have to pay a little bit more money, but maybe go, if I can find a 17-year-old or even 23-year-old exceptional cask. I'm sure you're talking big bucks for that. But I'm a big Craigellachie fan, and I really like what they do. So if you like today's show, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. So hats off to everybody in Maui. Peace out.